So what's going on, guys? This is Jason coming back to you with another topic, and that's actually part 2 of the first video I did talking about a possibility that Sega may be coming back to the console market due to a leak from a journalist in Japan. Now, my first video I talked about my thoughts about if Sega came back to the console market and the things they will have to do, and just some things that I think would be beneficial if they did come back. But I'm not going to talk about it here. If you guys want to take a look at that video talking about what I think Sega can do to make a better, I guess you say, if they do come back to the console market, how to do better on it, take a look at the link below in the description. I'll leave a link to that video so you can check it out. But today we're going to be talking about this other rumor about Sega and Microsoft, and putting my thoughts and what I think about all this. Now, just the thought of Microsoft buying Sega, or the fact that Microsoft is going to allow Sega to put their name on their brand, both these ideas seem far-fetched. And I'm just saying this as an opinion. I don't really know if that's the case, but let me break it down why I think this idea is just far-fetched for both companies. Starting with number 1, if Microsoft bought out Sega, I don't think that's going to happen, and this is why. Sega is still a successful company. I know it has ups and downs in video game sales, and it's not bad to a point where they're not making any money. But it's just the fact that, people forget that Sega, or should I say Sega Sammy's also in charge and also has a business of Coleco machines. If you guys don't know what a Coleco machine is, it's practically a slot machine. Think of Las Vegas, people gambling on these machines and hoping to make big bucks or get lucky to make a lot of money. That's what a Coleco machine is. It's a gambling device where you put money into it and you gamble and hopefully hit the jackpot. And I know, that kind of business makes a lot of money. It's a practically profitable business. If you guys ever been to Las Vegas, there's practically casinos left and right. Even the gas stations like 7-Eleven, or even the obscure liquor stores you go to, has like a casino, not a casino, but a slot machine there to play. And there, people actually do put money into them. So, I can tell you, because I used to live in Vegas, and everywhere you go, there's a slot machine, and it's a profitable business. People do put money into those machines, and I can tell you, I've lived in Japan before, guys. I actually spent 2 years out there back in 2013 to 2014. I was out there doing some work, and I can tell you that, spending 2 years out there, Coleco machines are very popular. People, do put money into them, and it's practically like Japan's Las Vegas. People gamble on these machines, and hopefully they make big bucks. And it's a really, like I said, it makes a lot of money. So I don't think Sega Sammy, that owns Sega, is gonna, practically sell their bread and butter to Microsoft. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you sell something that's practically working for you and sell it to Microsoft and maybe get a certain amount of money when you already making, when practically these two types of business, like video games and Coleco machines, make your money for you? It just makes no sense. Plus, there's another thing. Sega is a Japanese company, man, and Japanese companies like to stick to with their people. They like to stick to Japanese companies. That's just kind of Japan, man. If you ever lived in Japan, Japanese people love their Japanese devices. It's sort of a cultural thing. And I can tell you, my roommate, who spoke a little English, he told me that I had an Xbox back then, and I would play it when I can. And he didn't like Xbox, and he would say something like, if it isn't Japanese or made for Japan, it's fake. That's sort of the mentality with Japanese consumers. They love their kind of Japanese stuff, and it's cultural to them. It's not just a device, it's cultural. So I think the reason why the Xbox brand, from the Xbox OG, the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One, why they haven't been doing too well is because it's not a cultural thing. It's a US thing, and Japanese, like I said, like to stick to their Japanese stuff. Now, the second topic, should I say, we're going to be talking about the idea of Microsoft letting Sega put their name on their console. To me, I don't think that's going to happen. That's just what I think. I don't know, but it's just, come on, Microsoft is a big business, man. This is just, the idea of that just seems far-fetched. And if that does happen, like I said, I don't know which way this would go. This is sort of a double-edged sword situation where, like I said, you got Japanese people who love Japanese products. Okay, they like Sony, they like Nintendo, they like Neo Geo, things that are Japanese. Okay, Panasonic, Samsung, those are all Japanese products. And the fact that if it isn't Japanese, like I said, if it's not made in Japan, not Japanese, it's fake. So putting in Sega's name onto an American brand device would probably, I would say, would rub a lot of Japanese consumers the wrong way, because to them, Sega is a cultural thing, man. Sega is not just any company. It's a company that resonates with a lot of Japanese folks, and to them it means a lot more, and it means a lot to me too. I wouldn't want, this is just my opinion, I wouldn't want Sega's name on Xbox because it isn't a Sega console. It's not Sega brand. It's just kind of, it's sort of putting a name on something that doesn't belong there. And that, maybe that's just, kind of how I feel about it. Plus, there's a negative effect on this. My dad always told me, when you take care of somebody, you just don't take care of them, you take the baggage with them. You take care of the baggage too. Okay, and the baggage is also what comes with Sega. And of course, this comes with Microsoft, the fan base, the fanboyism. You're gonna have people who are gonna butt heads and have problems. I can tell you, I met some Xbox fanboys, and I'm a Sega fan. I'm not a fanboy, but I'm a fan. And I can tell you, these people are really passionate, man. They're really hard-headed. And a lot of times, they don't agree with each other. I think the mere idea would probably cause a lot more damage. Just the fact, because it's, Xbox owners are going to feel like, Xbox is betraying them. And you got Sega fans who are going to feel the same. And it's going to cause this kind of friction between players. And if a game does bad in Sega's end or Microsoft end, it's going to make both companies look pretty bad. Okay? These are just things to think about. Another thing we need to think about too is, if it does happen, if it's going to be a Japanese thing only, that means that us Sega fans who've been waiting for a Sega product for a lot of years, many years, aren't going to get our Sega fix. So it's sort of a backhand to old Sega fans who've been with Sega all the way through the console days, through Genesis, through the Dreamcast. And we're not going to get our share because it's going to be an exclusive Japan thing, and that would totally suck, because we won't be able to, experience that brand. Now, if it's region lock free, I would give it a chance. Okay, just to give it a chance, because I'm a Sega fan and I want to see Sega succeed. But at the same time, if it isn't region free, it's gonna suck for a lot of us Sega fans, and that would really suck. It's practically a backhand to us that we won't be able to get our fix, our Sega fix, the one that our Sega fix that we've been waiting for a long time. But overall, I think, like I said in my first video, I stand by the idea that's beneficial, that Sega does something at least with the console idea or hardware, because I believe that fans, new fans and old fans, should have to re-experience or experience some of these old Sega games that Sega has. And I think that would be good, not just for old new fans, but also as old fans who've been with Sega since day one. So I still stand by that. But if Sega does, go with this partnership with Xbox and put their name on their console, or I hope Sega doesn't get bought out by Microsoft, but if they did put their name on Microsoft's console, I'll give it a chance. If it's region lock free, I'll give it a chance and give it a shot. Just the fact because I'm a fan of Sega and I want to see them succeed. But at the same time, I'll give it a chance to see how it works. Maybe it may work, maybe it won't, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And that's about it. We should know something by the 4th or the 5th, or maybe sooner, maybe the 3rd. I don't know. Hopefully it's good news and not negative news. Like, gaming, man, is sort of in this area where there's a lot of negativity going on. It's almost suspected to see something fail these days, and it's really sad because there's a stigma in the gaming industry where we expect things to fail. And I think a lot of it comes down to the constant letdowns that the industry has practically thrown on us, and it's kind of caused this kind of I guess you can say this distrust among consumer and of course the people who make the games. And hopefully we can change that stigma, but it has to be changed the right way where everyone's happy, not just the new people, but the old fans who've been with these companies since day one. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Please check out my first video and subscribe to my channel and stay updated with this whole entire thing.